I look like a good kid. I look like I get straight A's with these on right here. But look it, we're going to be watching this video right here. That's just depicting the end times. So take this video as a warning. You know, take this video as a warning, as a loving warning to get your life together. You feel me? And this is going to explain what a lot of you guys are feeling. With time moving faster. We're already in April. It's April 1st right now. As I'm clipping up this video, I realize it's not even April 1st. It's April 3rd. Which further proves my point. Time has literally been flying by. It doesn't feel the same anymore. Why is that?
Doesn't feel right these past few months. Time seems to pass faster.
I've for sure been feeling that.
Sleep is harder to find. You feel tired all the time. The Wi-Fi barely works.
I don't know, that's been happening to me.
Sharp pains come out of nowhere. The days feel shorter. A constant fear that something bad is coming. Strange things keep happening, yet everyone acts like everything is normal.
A lot of it literally has to do with our physical and spiritual well-being. Like, yeah, the headaches, feeling tired all the time is what we're eating. Are we working out? Because working out actually balances our hormones. It gives us more energy, even though it may seem ironic, but working out does give you more energy. It gets the blood flowing. The reason why you may feel certain sharp pains or feel anxiety or have a hard time sleeping, that boils down to a spiritual aspect, you know, having that spiritual peace.
George has a story of why he stopped fully going there. He says he went there one day and in a back room, they had a pentagram and Logan Paul and the two brothers were covered in blood. And they were looking at George and they were like, it's now or never, you choose. Are you for or against? Are you really riding for Jesus? Are you going to denounce him? You're going to do this ritual with us. And we're all the way in, brother. Let's go. We're selling ourselves. Let's do it. And he said no. And he went and started his own podcast. But these guys are doing pentagram bloody rituals.
It was like a seance. Mike was just, he had his books all in the shape of the demon thing. You know, what is it called? The thing where they sacrifice
pentagram.
Thank you. But it was all fifth vital, but it was stacked perfectly like that, and blood was dripping from the floor. And I was like, whose blood is this? And it was from Logan. He cut his hand and he poured it in a cup and he's like, join me, Susan. And I'm like, whoa, I'm not joining the Matrix. I'm trying to stay alive.
Where's your
bring the fucking blood. Bring the blood.
Blood?
Birthday shots of blood. Nothing everybody wants to see more than some Hollywood elite drinking blood.
Huge fan.
Hey, here's Logan Paul drinking blood on his fucking show. Just, can we take this, please? I can't see it anymore. Go. Cheers.
Happy birthday.
Cheers to fucking Hollywood elitism.
Mike's gonna throw up. Mike's gonna throw up.
And you have to understand, to the masses who have never been told the
That's a very uncomfortable and weird situation to be in.
power of sin and the power of rituals and the power of demons and sorcery, it's been hidden from you. Why would the devil hide it from us? Because he needs something to offer them who are willing to do it. So the masses stay ignorant while them who are practicing these powerful things get power. They have something to give the devil, which is the masses, and the devil has something to give them, which is riches and wealth and pleasure. Okay, so these rituals are very powerful. Why? Because you guys watch their movies. Because the whole nation is indulging in sin, movies, music, all these things that are demons manifesting, demonic, sexual things on TV or murder. It's always about death. It's always about murder. According to the Bible, it is about your heart. So if you've spent your life indulging in entertainment from Hollywood, I do not care. You've spent many hours of your life glorifying murder, death, and sex. And therefore, the devil is able to do much with you. In fact, you've given yourself over to Satan. And so when these people do these rituals, okay?
You know, I heard this just yesterday. And basically, it was said that the devil's greatest trick is convincing everyone that he doesn't exist. Because if everyone believes that the devil doesn't exist, they won't believe that things are actually evil. And realistically, it's the sin that leads us away from God. So we can unknowingly be doing these sins, not believing in the devil, when we're actually being led astray. It's crazy. And then when I was just pulling up talking about that seance and that pentagram. A lot of celebrities do this. This is A$AP Rocky right here, doing a satanic ritual. This is what they do. You know, it's not made up. You can't say this one is made up, nor is this AI, because this was taken years ago, before AI was really even a thing.
They're able to receive glory, and they're able to gain power because the devil is able to manipulate the masses any way he wants now. Because you've spent hours of your life pleasuring yourself with sin, glorying in sin. I mean, just like try to name a movie that's not filled with some sort of death or sex or witchcraft or adultery or just something. It is all sinful.
Rihanna is
barely
spotted
exists
here with Michelle Lamy, and just pay very close attention to how they treat this woman. Shortly after, this is her backstage.
Interesting how we just pulled up A$AP Rocky doing the satanic ritual. Now we have Rihanna right here with this witch. And A$AP Rocky and Rihanna are married. Birds of a feather fly together. Don't get it deceived. Bad company corrupts good character. It's just what it is.
Age of A$AP Rocky, and this woman has deep connections with every single celebrity. I mean, many pictures and videos of her and Usher, Kim Kardashian, Migos, Kanye West, A$AP Rocky, whatever, you name it, almost every single celebrity. But who is this woman? If you look her up, it says she's a fashion designer, filmmaker, producer, whatever. But she's also married to Rick Owens, and now we're getting warmer. If you know anything about Rick Owens, he's known as the Dark Lord of fashion. Now, if this woman is married to the Lord of Darkness when it comes to fashion, and she's a fashion designer, this is literally her wearing his head, you start wondering, what is she doing with all these artists? Surely it can't be all fashion, right? And then you see pictures of her with Marina Abramovich, which is outspoken for her art, but also her spirit cooking.
At the beginning of the evolution, it seems. And we are here with creatures, and at the top of the pyramid.
All I'm saying is be aware of what's really going on and do your own research.
Ellen DeGeneres is a...
She made it very clear. They're at the top of the pyramid. That's why these celebrities like Jay-Z, Rihanna, all of them, they do the pyramid symbol for the Illuminati, talking about how they're enlightened. They have the knowledge of good and evil. That's why they partake in the evil that they do for their riches and fame. They make it extremely clear.
Perfect example of what your parents knew back in the day. When workers band together, they are powerful. You need to listen. See, Ellen had a problem. She wasn't as nice as people thought she was. Now, that don't mean she was mean, but since her show had such high expectations of kindness, people thought she should have lived up to that. So boom, it's the eve of COVID-19. Schools are canceled. Workers are getting bad news from their bosses. Ellen's show ain't no different. The producers go over to the stage crew and they tell them, yo, we got some bad news. They go, what is it? Ooh, I don't like your energy, but I'm finna let that slide. But she not working right now. We can't pay you like that. I said, man, we already knew all that. He said, how y'all know that? Y'all psychic like Raven and them? He said, we've been calling you for weeks. Ellen, everybody asking what's going on. We not working. Producer said, that's crazy. You leave a voicemail? Said, look, Greg, said, my name Gary. Billy, I don't got time to talk right now. Ellen got her show. I gotta go. She got her what? He said, yeah, we had to get a new crew, slime, turn on the TV. So Ellen's at the cribbo doing her show, but it's understandable, right? She probably doesn't need an entire stage crew to do a show from home. But here's where she makes a mistake. On the show, she says, I wanted to continue the show to help out my workers and staff because I care for them. They go care for who? The workers start checking with their colleagues in the Jimmy Kimmel show, the John Oliver show, other shows. Ellen's workers said, how much less are they paying you? He said, less? That boy paying us the full amount. Tripping. Ellen's workers go, impossible. Shows aren't making any money right now. Bro, I've been working here for 2 years. Jimmy paying me out of pocket. I've been working with Ellen for 17. He said, you got a problem, don't you? And well, there it was. Her workers were seeing her kind persona on stage, but not so much backstage. So workers who were fired started a trend, telling about their bad experiences working on the Ellen show. Now, to be fair, they weren't talking about Ellen specifically. They were mostly talking about her producers and like managers, stuff like that. But they were saying they never felt supported by Ellen. This starts going viral. It starts looking bad. They go, Ellen's working tirelessly to clips start coming out. Y'all remember this one? Ellen go, why didn't you invite me to your birthday? She go, I did. Ellen go, oh, you frowning at me? I could frown too. You did? She go, I did. Ask your coworkers and all that. Ellen go, tell the people I did. She go, one thing I ain't never did is lie. Ellen go, let me show you what she did. She gave her this look. It gets bad enough to where they have to go to Ellen. Ellen said, what do the peasants want now? They said, ma'am, is she gonna look at me? She said, just, ma'am, they just want you to care. Yeah, adequate. Is that all they need? He said, from you, your excellence, that is all they deserve. Somebody said, man, you lost 1 million viewers. They said, dude said, man, I don't care, bro. She needed to hear it. Besides, I got fired earlier. I don't care. I'm Gary from earlier. Anyway, Ellen, the janitor, right? You gotta do something. Ellen said, roll the cameras. And action, hey everybody, it's me, Ellen. I've heard a lot of things lately, and I truly didn't know all that was happening, but it's my fault. This happened under my watch. It was terrible. We got this. They go, Ellen, that was amazing. The network just called, though, said we canceled. People just don't see you the same. Ellen said, then I go.
You gotta watch this.
I asked ChatGPT, if you were the devil, and maybe you are, if you were the devil, what would you do? And the answer that came back at me shook me in my shoes. I wouldn't waste my time trying to get you to worship me. No, I just convince you not to worship God at all. I'd tell you truth is relative. Your truth, my truth, until nobody knows which way is up. I'd whisper, as long as you're happy, it's right. I'd keep you busy. Too busy for prayer, too busy for church, too busy for crew. I'll put that one in. Too busy to ask eternal questions. I'd fill your hands with a phone so you'd never have time to fold them in prayer. I'd break families, get fathers absent, marriages bitter, and kids confused. If I can fracture the home, I can fracture the future. I divide the church, petty arguments, comparison, offense, celebrity culture. If I can get Christians fighting each other, they'll never fight me. I'd desensitize you. I'd glamorize sin in movies, normalize it in music, laugh at it in comedy, and celebrate it in culture until what once shocked you now entertains you. I'd attack your identity. I'd make you question who you are, where you belong, and whether you matter. I'd whisper shame so loud you can't hear God's voice of love. And through it all, I wouldn't even try to prove I exist. My greatest trick is to convince you I'm not real. Because if you don't believe I'm real, you'll never resist.
That is wild. Let me know what you think in the comments.
I think that's the clip that is definitely the clip that I heard that from. For sure. And it's interesting because this is the pastor of the church that I used to go to. And bro, that's what it is. You know, ChatGPT is making it very clear as to what's going on. And it's interesting how they mentioned, like, they would put sin so much that it no longer is shocking, but becomes entertaining. And that's exactly what we see in today. Sin is actually glamorized within music. You got Sexy Red and Megan Thee Stallion. That's straight lust. And you got everyone else talking about straight violence, pride. But it's literally glamorized. We seen that in Houston for spring break. Glamorizing young kids sleeping with all these different people. The highest rates of STDs ever. And I like to call STDs, yeah, it's sexually transmitted disease, but it's also sexually transmitted demons that people are unaware of. And this is what's going on. Like, this is what's going on. Like, the ages for sin to enter the person is getting lower and lower and lower, and people are just becoming more desensitized to everything that's going on. Like before, if you were in high school, there would at least be some level of modesty, at least in society. You get what I'm saying? Like that was more of the norm, but now that's no longer there. You know, at least before Beyonce was talking about if you want it, you got to put a ring on it. Now it's just F my baby daddy. You feel what I'm saying? Like it's just baby daddies and busting it open. These are just signs of the end times. Bad is going to be called good and good is going to be called bad. They're not going to know what's up or down. People are no longer going to believe that God is real and be unaware that they're under the devil's control. The end times are showing itself. And the only way to see the truth, to see the light, and to be saved, because we've all sinned. We all have sinned. We have all separated ourselves from God through that sin. But to be reconnected is through Jesus Christ, for he is the sacrifice to spiritually connect us back to God and his love. And even when it came down to talking about the broken homes, like, there was just so much interesting truth that I see going on in this world in that one ChatGPT prompt. Because it's very, very true. Your home is a sacred place. Especially, I know most of y'all are adults, most of you are living on your own. Like, your home is a sacred place. That's the one place that you're able to, like, cultivate that environment to be what you want it to be. But to break the home is to literally have no structure. Outside in the world, there could be chaos, there could be structure. But in your home is the one place that you can allow God to create that structure, that the foundation of loyalty, love, honesty. But breaking that literally there is no home. It's just world outside the house and world inside the house. Can't trust anybody. But hey, family, comment your thoughts down below. Love you guys. Gonna catch you guys in the next video. Peace.